Guacamelee is a metroidvania-style game that was released in April of 2013 and is easily one of the most aesthetically pleasing side-scrollers ever made. Guacamelee was released as a cross-buy game on the PSN for both the PS3 and the Vita. While I've played both versions, the footage you're seeing is from the PS3. Between both versions, I prefer to play it on Vita, although the PS3 version does control better. I think I like the Vita better just because I can't get enough of that OLED screen. In Guacamelee, you take the role of a humble agave farmer named Juan. Within the first 5 minutes of the game, El Presidente's daughter is kidnapped, you're killed, and transformed into a legendary luchador, and you're off to save the girl. Hope that wasn't too many spoilers. The gameplay is fairly standard for a Metroidvania game. As you progress through the game, your character gets more and more powers. Each of the special abilities are done with the circle button, and depending on which direction you're hitting on the D-pad. Each of the abilities are able to break blocks of a corresponding color. For instance, when you do an uppercut, it's red, and it's able to break red blocks. You also pick up other abilities along the way, like the ability to turn into a chicken, to switch between the live and dead dimensions, or the ability to double jump. The dimensional shifting is a huge part of the game. It's originally introduced to you with portals that make you switch between the dimensions, and later you're able to do it yourself. The shifting makes for some of the most interesting and challenging platforming I've ever seen. This dynamic works really well on the PS3, however on the Vita it doesn't control as well and can be hard to pull off some sections. This game is really well designed, introducing you to new abilities organically. However, once you've done the tutorial for each new ability, immediately after you're usually thrown into some epically hard platforming that has you using your new ability. Usually this is really successful, but sometimes it's really hard and can be slightly frustrating. The game really does reward you for finding hidden areas and going out of your way, rewarding you with stamina upgrades, health upgrades, and money. Money is sort of the XP of this game, and you get it from killing monsters and finding treasure chests, and you use it to upgrade Juan. The combo system when you attack enemies in this game is really rewarding. You can mash square and get through the game, but if you combine it with your special abilities and grapple abilities, it can become really rewarding when you hit a 20+ hit combo. The animations for all the attacks are super quick, so combat feels super fast-paced and awesome. This game is chock full of internet and retro gaming references and features everything from Me Gusta meme to Super Mario Bros. It's a nice touch and it never really feels over the top. Guacamelee's soundtrack is amazing and stays relevant through the entire game. It's not blasting mariachi music, but it's really well-made electronic music with heavy Mexican influence. I do have a few gripes with the game though. First of all, it can be beaten in under 6 hours, which means it's incredibly short. But considering maybe only 10 minutes of that is cutscenes, you're really getting quite a bit of gameplay for the money. The other thing is the platforming with the dimensional shifting and all your abilities can become a bit of a chore. The dimensional shifting is cool, but when you have to dimensional shift and use multiple special abilities to pull off a jump, it can drive you to the brink of insanity. There's also way too many times you get shut in a square box and forced to fight enemies that repeatedly spawn, and this happens a lot, and it's not so bad until you have the dimensional shift ability. Then half the enemies that are spawning in the living dimension and the other half are spawning in the dead dimension, and you can only attack one dimension at a time, but both dimensions can attack you. Oftentimes you'll find yourself getting destroyed in these situations and you'll get pinned in a corner with everything attacking you. Graphically, this game looks amazing. It looks like they pretty much use super clean vector graphics to animate the entire game, and there's nothing wrong with that. Every character, even though it's a side-scroller, is so expressive and awesome during talking sequences. I really wish the talking scenes had voice actors, though. I think it would have really added a lot to the game. Guacamelee is only $15 if you have a PS Vita or PS3. This price is totally worth it for what you get. I wouldn't say Guacamelee is a perfect game, but I would consider it a game that's priced extremely well. It plays really well and introduces you to your new abilities really well, but at times the game can be frustrating, and it can be somewhat repetitive with its fight squares. Guacamelee is absolutely worth playing despite a few hiccups along the way. While it doesn't define the modern Metrovania game, it does do the genre quite well.